The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Fast Track Extra here on this Monday morning. It is the week before spring break, just one more week of classes before we get a little break. We'll start out this morning with a picture of Chicago, Illinois, looking here at the ice sheets that are finally starting to break up over the lake. And over the Great Lakes for this winter, been a record amount of ice out there, but they're finally going to start to break up, and I'll show you why here in a second as we turn to our weather headlines. An updated picture of the Union. It's not quite this spring-like yet, but hopefully it will be soon. But we have a heat wave coming in for the first part of this week. I think you're really going to enjoy it. You'll be blown away by today's high temperature. But then a reminder that winter's not quite over yet with this storm system that is coming in midweek. And then finally, some average conditions are going to return as we head into the later part of the week. So let's jump right into this afternoon's forecast. It's going to be mostly sunny, beautiful conditions. The high, 60 degrees. Unbelievably warm. Get out the shorts and the t-shirts. It's going to be a great day out there. And on your 3-day forecast, another pretty comfortable day tomorrow before it cools off and we get a chance of snow on your Wednesday. So the roller coaster continues here in the Lafayette area, and things balance themselves out on Thursday. Now switching gears just a moment to the tragedy over the weekend with the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. This is a look at the satellite during that time as it took off from Kuala Lumpur, traveling to Beijing in the last known position there. The satellite showing that there's really no major weather conditions that were going on during that time, so we can rule out any weather conditions being the cause of the disappearance of that flight. But for more on the investigation to what exactly happened with Flight 370, we'll turn it over to Lauren.
Thanks, Alex. Poor weather conditions may have been ruled out as a cause for the missing plane this weekend, but there are still many mysteries surrounding the tragedy. One of the biggest questions was whether this was a terrorist attack. At least 2 of the tickets were purchased with stolen passports, and they were bought at the same time. Malaysian authorities are currently in contact with counter-terrorist organizations to see if this was simply a coincidence or something much bigger. As of Sunday night, the plane has still not been located, despite over 40 planes, dozens of ships, and several countries vigilantly searching the southeastern Asian waters. On Flight 370, there were 227 passengers with 12 flight staff, making this one of the higher casualty counts in the last decade. There have already been a couple of false alarms on the location of the crash site, but still nothing substantial yet. We'll keep you updated on the story. A bit closer to home, we have another update on Cousins' trial. Last Friday, Cousins appeared at court for his status conference to set a court date. However, the date was pushed back to May 2nd in order to gather more evidence for the case. After the status hearing on May 2nd, there will be a pre-trial hearing on September 5th and a jury trial starting on October 6th. After such a serious start, hopefully John can give us some good news in the sports arena. John?
Lauren, I wish I could, but unfortunately I cannot. Yesterday, the Big Ten Conference held their final regular season basketball games. Purdue hosted Northwestern for their senior night, but did not get the outcome they wanted. Travis Carroll started the night by making his 4th career 3 at the start of the game, but they never really found a rhythm after that. Playing down most of the game was how this senior night ended up being. Purdue's 19.2 field goal percentage and 21 first half points were both season lows for a half, and that reflected in the final score. Northwestern defeated Purdue 74-65, leaving the Boilermakers in last place in the conference. With the regular season behind them, they now have the Big Ten tournament that begins this Thursday in Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse Arena. The winner of the Big Ten tournament is guaranteed a spot in the NCAA tournament, and Purdue guard Tyrone Johnson says the team is focused on making an appearance.
Just try to get a tournament bid. That's our outlook on it. You know, don't give up. Try to win as many games as we can, and try to win the thing. You know, and I think that's something that we're capable of doing with the talent that we have. We just have to come and play.
If the Boilermakers come to play, they will make a very interesting appearance in the NCAA tournament. And speaking of tournaments, Alex, what will the weather be like in Indy this coming weekend?
All right, John, we'll get to that in just a moment on the 7-day forecast. But first, we're going to take a look at your futurecast with the storm coming in for Wednesday. If we put the maps into motion, dry through your Tuesday with those warm conditions, but then we see this sweeping out of the north into Iowa, moving to the southeast. This is Wednesday morning. We see start as rain, go to sleet, then to snow, and then finally that storm will push off into the northeast. So a brief period of some precipitation Tuesday night and into Wednesday, and that could cause some problems on your Wednesday morning commute. This is what we're thinking right now. From Indianapolis and points north, probably mainly sleet and snow in our area. Further to the south, we'll see more rain mix in with not as significant accumulations. Now, Josh will have a lot more on the exact amounts tomorrow, but if I had to say a number right now, I'd probably go with 2 to 4 inches for the Lafayette area. So tonight, before we get into that cold weather, let's enjoy the warmth. 58 at 6 o'clock as we fall back through the 40s. Tonight will be a very warm night. Breezes out of the southwest, a low temperature of 37 degrees. And here on your 7-day forecast, clouds increase tomorrow into the evening as that storm moves in. Looking at the rest of the 7-day, though, not bad. A mix of 30s, 40s, and 50s. So temperatures returning to about average for this time of year. But with spring break coming up, you can do better than average. Here's Sunday's forecasted highs for some of your favorite vacation spots. Panama City, 66. Look at Miami down there. It's 81 degrees. So if you're going on vacation to any of these spots, enjoy that warm weather away from Lafayette. And don't forget that you can always follow us on Twitter at Purdue_weather. Thank you for joining us today on Fast Track. I'm Alex Kaufman, and on behalf of John Rawlings and Lauren Westberg, I hope you have a great day and hope we see you back here again tomorrow.